Hello everyone, this is Maureen and welcome to My Crochet Story. Today is Thursday, October the 17th, and we are here once again to have another lesson on how to be still and know that He is our God. Now my devotionals come from this little red book that's put out by Broad Street Publishers, and you will find a link for it down in the description box if you wish to go and purchase your own copy. I mean, it's there. You don't have to go looking for it. I've already shown you where you can go and get it. Now, our devotional for today is getting back. And the Bible verse that'll go along with our discussion comes from Hosea 12:6. As for you, return to your God, hold fast to love and justice, and wait continually for your God. Sometimes we lose our way and lose sight of the passion we once felt for God. Once we've lost our connection with Him, we don't always know how to get back. We wonder if there is just too much between us that He can't overlook. But it's as simple as returning, as straightforward as getting down on your knees and saying, God, I'm back. When you return, hold fast to the love that first drew you to Him, and God will show Himself to you. God, I know that there are areas of my life where I've put distance between myself and you. I don't want to continue with the disconnect between us. I want to return to you and be restored to a right relationship. Thank you that even when I wander, you never went anywhere. I know I've shared this story with you many times before, but I feel like it's important to share it with you again. When my youngest daughter was about 14, 16 months old, we started noticing these little white nodules or bumps showing up in her wrist, around her knees, her ankles. And quite frankly, we couldn't figure out what was going on. So we took her to the doctor, the family doctor. And he looked at him and said, I'm not real certain what this is, but I have a friend that I want you to go see. Well, it happened to be a pediatrician. So we go to the pediatrician, and he looks at it, and he says, the best thing I know to do right now is to perform a biopsy, and we'll send it off and we'll see what it says. He really didn't seem that concerned, so I really wasn't either. Now, the fact that they were going to have to put my daughter in the hospital for a day procedure to have this done, yes, that bothered me, but we did it. I don't know, maybe it was 2 or 3 weeks later, we get a phone call and was asked to come back into the office. So we get there. I remember the doctor sitting there, and he had this look on his face. You could tell that he was getting ready to deliver bad news. And I just wanted to grab my daughter and run out the door because I didn't want to hear it. But that wouldn't have solved anything, would it? I mean, you need to know what's going on and make a plan of action. So we were given the news that my daughter has juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. That was a hard blow to take because this was, it just was really hard. My daughter was born in 1978, and back then they were just starting to differentiate the different types of arthritis and recognizing that children could have this as well. I mean, they knew it, but now they were really starting to research as to why, what brings this on, and at the different stages in which it's found. It's not always found when children are babies. It can develop really at any time until they reach about 16, and then it becomes full-blown rheumatoid arthritis. But anyway, there wasn't, like I said, a lot of research done on it at the time. So I remember sitting there and hearing what the doctor was telling me, but at the same time not hearing, because I didn't want to hear. He was giving us the worst case scenario that could happen. My child could die from it. My child could end up in a wheelchair and just, all not being able to do things for herself. And it was a hard blow to me. I had already lost a child between my second and third daughter. And now to have this perfect little baby given to me, and now she has a problem. I remember the drive home, holding her in my lap, just smothering her almost, crying. And I was so angry. I was so angry at God. We got back to town just in time to get right to the church, because we were having a revival that week. It took everything I had to walk through those church doors. I can't tell you what the sermon was about, because all I did was sit there and hold my little girl and rock and cry. Those around us knew, that we were going to the doctor. And of course, seeing the tears, they knew it was bad news. And back then, folks, it was bad news. Because as I said, there just wasn't a lot of research at the time, and they always prepared parents for the worst. Like I said, I was angry. And after church, all I wanted to do was to get home and lock her and myself away. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want any condolences. I didn't want any words of comfort. I just wanted to get my daughter home. I can't tell you how long I was angry at God. I will tell you that there were many times that I didn't darken the church doors. Many times I didn't open my Bible. I was so hurt and so angry. I don't even know at what point we'd finally told both our parents what was going on, what had been discovered. And of course, there's the platitudes of, well, we're here for you, whatever we can do to help. And we knew that, and the words were comforting, but it still didn't take away the fact for me that not only had God given me a child and then taking him away before he had a chance to be born and for me to love and hold on to him, but in giving me another child, he had given her something that may eventually kill her and take her away from me as well. Even now to think about it, I remember the anger and the hurt. My mom reached out to me, because like I've told y'all before, she is my prayer warrior. And she told me, she said, "Sweetheart, have you talked to God?" "Nope. I don't think I can talk to him right now. I just don't want to talk to him, because I'm afraid I would say something really awful." And she said, "Talk to him. Put an empty chair in front of you. Sit him right there in your mind and talk to him. Release all of your anger, your fears, your disappointment. Just pour it all out, because that's what he wants to hear. He's waiting for you to unload." to comfort you and to show you that He's going to be there through it all. I didn't know that I could do that. I didn't know that I could sit there and just ball up my fist and just basically, if He was a physical person right there, use Him as a punching bag and take out all of my anger and frustration. And how could you do this? First time. Now again, how can you do this to me? But you know what? I did. I sat that chair in front of me and I took the opportunity to really unload on Him, to really say, okay, I am mad. I am so angry at you that I didn't want to talk to you, God, and you know that. I didn't want to be around other Christians that could offer me comfort and peace. I stayed away. But in that release of the anger, in that moment of just taking it all out on Him, I guess you could say, it released for me the tension that I had allowed to build up between Him and I. You see, through all of my anger, I allowed that to put a distance between Him and I. Instead of being angry, that's okay. But instead of being angry for as long as I was, I had stolen from myself His comfort. I had stolen from myself His voice of saying, it's going to be okay. No matter what happens, it's going to be okay, because I'm right here with you and we're going to go through this together. You and me and your family, we're going to go through this together. Now, it did take a bit of time for me to get over the anger. It did take a bit of time for me to get right, I guess you could say, with God. It did take a little bit of time for me to swallow my pride and walk back through the church doors. I find that for many of us, when we have isolated ourselves from our Christian community, that it's very hard to get back in, isn't it? But where do we find our greatest support? That is with our Christian family. And that's where God wants us to be. He wants us to have that support system that comes from being with like believers. So in not only getting right with God through my anger, releasing it, and allowing Him to heal me through that situation, but He also helped me, I shouldn't say allowed, but He helped me to see that my Christian family was sitting there waiting on me to come back, to wrap me up in their arms of love and comfort and help. So, asking for wisdom, coming back, should never be an embarrassment, and really should not ever keep us from thinking that we're too bad. We've allowed too much time or too much sin to enter our lives, because no. Once you are a child of God, you are always a child of God. So no matter how many times we stray from Him, whatever the reason is, whether it's through anger or just wanting to strike out on our own, saying that we can do it, not being patient, God is always there, and He's always going to be there. So if you've put some distance between you and God, take this very moment. Reach out to Him. All you have to start the conversation with is, God, it's me. Can we talk? That's all it has to be. And then just start talking. Even if you have to put that chair right in front of you, picture your God sitting right there and start talking. You would be surprised. The love, the comfort, the peace that's going to come over you, because God will be sitting there waiting and listening. I want to say thank you to all of you for being here today. I do hope that you will take and listen to these words, because they're not my words, they're words from God. If this was your first time here, I'm happy if you made it this far. All I ask is that you be sure and hit that little subscribe button down there in the corner and look for the bell with those little hugs on the side, because it'll let you know every time I upload content, especially if daily devotionals are what you're looking for. So until tomorrow, please always remember, be the light out there in the darkness for someone today, because you never know. Could be your light they're waiting to see. I love you all. Bye.